Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this video I'm going to do a recap of my Dutch video about solar flash. And there are so many things you can find about the solar flash. 3 days of darkness, 3 days you cannot get out of your house. There's so much going on, and I just wanted to take a look for myself, what I feel and what the cards are telling me about this solar flash. And so I got 9 cards in total. I made my own card reading. So I've got 3 cards about the solar flash itself, 3 cards advice, what's the best way to do or to deal with the solar flash, and 3 cards that will be the outcome. Of course, I already shuffled the cards in my Dutch videos. If you want to see that, you can watch it in my Dutch video. These are the cards I got about the solar flash. This is the Death card. I've got the 3 of Wands, and I have the Strength card. So to me, it doesn't feel, it will be very radical. So I do believe that it will be quite the event, but I don't believe that it will be as drastic as some people are writing about or saying. So to me, this feels like it's the end of our old selves. So we really are going to be it's a way of getting us into our own strength. I really feel that the process is already starting. We're already in the process of readjusting our bodies so we can really receive all this information and the change of our DNA to more crystal DNA. So our bodies will still be our bodies, but much more light, like much more spiritual, and we'll be able to do all kinds of things. I truly believe that we have all these possibilities like telepathy, telekinetic powers, teleportation, things like that. And it kind of depends on your own consciousness when you'll be able to use those things or not. I do believe we all have them, but it depends on how aware you are. And well, if you believe that you can use them, I think that will be the main issue. But we will be put into this place of strength. It will bring us so much. It will be our way of opening ourselves up. But we've already started the process. We've already seen the energy is just massive. The human resonance is sometimes out of control, and it just shows all these sun flares. There's so much going on. We are getting so much energy, and it's important because we need to adjust already. Otherwise, if this would happen without any preparation beforehand, we would fry our brains. We wouldn't be able to handle it. So we are already in this solar flash. We're kind of waiting for the big solar flash. And that's the beauty of this card. It's just that we have to wait and see. Of course, we have our things to work on. I will talk about that when I'm talking about the advice cards. There are things we can do, of course, and we already are doing. It's already happening. It's so important that we kind of wait and see what's going on. This person kind of sees these ships come and go, and that's the attitude, the best attitude we can have. That we have to work what we do. We know what's going on right now, but we kind of have to wait and see. It can happen any day from now till 2028, or maybe even I saw some people talk about 2023, 2024. So there is a short period that will happen, most likely will happen. So of course we have to wait and see. But the best thing we can do right now, these are the cards, the advice cards, and we have the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and Judgment. So it's very important right now that we look at where we were giving away our powers. This is usually about a power struggle. You can see it's a very grim card. Where did we give away our power? It's very important that we start taking back our power, because that's what this solar flash is about. It's putting us back into our power, into our DNA, what we can do, the possibilities we have. But it's very important now, I've noticed the last few weeks, maybe even months, that a lot of old things are coming up. Fear, anger, sometimes I can feel very anxious. Like I've said before, I have full faith that everything's going to work out. So to me, these are feelings that I need to face. They are from past lifetimes, this lifetime, maybe even future lifetimes, because ultimately there is, of course, no time. But we need to face them. We need to take away that blindfold and really start trusting our intuition, our connection with God, our connection with our soul. So it's very important that we look back at things that may not work out now or may not have worked out in our past and leave them behind. We need to transform ourselves. Really, these cards are about transformation. The death card obviously is. It's the death of old system, old things, and the beginning for new things. And judgment is really looking back and then transforming yourself, like you are being reborn, so to speak. And I do believe that that's going to happen, because we'll be able to do so much more. Well, the outcome will be the Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Wands. To me, it feels like there'll be a lot of work that needs to be done. And I think that's really important to understand, because there are people that, of course, are more aware than other people. And I do believe that a large group of people that are completely unaware will be very confused. Of course, they will know things because of the information will be, how to say that they've received those informations as well. But it can be very confusing. It can be very disheartening almost, because a lot of these things, if you haven't faced these things, you haven't faced certain baggage that you still carry around, certain shadow work, it will come up because of the solar flare, and then it will come up in a very intensive way. So a lot of people may not even want to continue living. It sounds very strange, but not everyone will be able to handle this. This will be very confusing, especially for the people that are just not aware, that just don't see themselves as spiritual. Then suddenly they'll be confronting with this. So it will be very confusing for them. And then it's very important that people that already did a lot of work spiritually and with their consciousness will help them get through it. Because the more you've done spiritually and with your consciousness and with your shadow work, the better you will get through this transformation, the easier it will be. So for people that haven't worked or haven't done anything and in that part of their life, it will be tougher. It will be very confusing. They will feel like they're left out in the cold. They will not understand things. They will need time. They will need help. And then it's so important that the people that already did this, that are already aware of what's going on, working with themselves, help them through this. And this will be an opportunity, because usually pages are opportunities for like this new energy we can really work with. We can start manifesting. This is of course a Wands card. Wands, that's the element of fire. It stands for energy. It stands for passion. It's a new way of working with our energies. So work will be done after this happens, because there will be a large group of people who will not be able to completely understand what has happened. They will need help. And that it's so important. So for the people that are aware, right now it's very important to take good care of yourself, ground yourself, get in touch really with your intuition, with God, really work with that, and take your actions in how do you say that, in balance with your intuition. So aligned with your intuition and aligned with your connection with God. That's so important. And really, if something comes up, if you need help maybe with things that come up, get help. Make sure that you do everything that's possible to really feel through things, see things as they are, and take off that blindfold and really trust. That's so important, because then the transformation will be easier. I don't get the idea that it probably will be just very drastic, like we suddenly know a lot of things. To me, it feels more like an inner, how do you say this? Inner event. It's almost like we maybe just wake up, or suddenly we realize all these things, and it can come very fast, like it happens. It's possible that technology will fall out, although I will talk about the scare event as well. I do believe that that's like other events. I also did a card reading on that. I'll talk about that later. But This doesn't feel frightening to me in a way, especially if you're aware of it, you will understand what has happened. But it is possible that certain technology will fall, how do you say that, there will be a blackout maybe for some time. But I don't have this feeling that it will be like this horrible event. It's really to put us in our strength, in our power, in our DNA, and starting to work with those things, and really starting to, how do you say that, starting to live what we want, what we're longing for, this beautiful new world with all these possibilities. So that's my card reading on the solar flash. I also looked at this because I was kind of wondering. To me, it feels like this scare event, you know, the things, the 17th letter of the alphabet is talking about all these buildings that will be destroyed, the Red Sea moment, that's separate from the solar flash. To me, it feels like that has to probably going to be first, and then the solar flash happens, because it will be most likely an opportunity for people to wake up even more, because it is about preparing people. We are being prepared right now by everything that's happening with all the energies coming in, so that we are prepared if the solar flash happens, that we can handle it and our system can integrate it. So this is the card reading I did with the question, are they like separate events? Or is the scare event and the solar flash, are they like separate? So, and I got the High Priestess, the card above. I got the central card, the Ace of Pentacles. To me, that is a yes. These are separate events. We have the Four of Wands in the past. We've got the Page of Swords underneath the central card. And then we have for the near future, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. To me, this feels like a yes. I believe, and this is how I see things, that the scare event is like the end of the movie, and it's necessary to first get rid of all these dark energies. I do believe that they are going to get rid of most of them. Of course, some people still will carry some dark energies, and that will be taken care of, so to speak, in the solar flash, or people will be able to deal with that after the solar flash has happened. So this is about cleaning up things first. So that's the scare event, the maybe even the Third World War. They are kind of how do you say that, pushing in the media. I don't think that's going to happen, but that will be scary. Maybe blackouts, crashing of the financial system. These old systems have to go, and I have a feeling that will happen before the solar flash. But that's my feeling. And I actually, well, like I said, I got a yes on that they are separate. So it's not, it's a possibility, of course, that they will happen all at once, but that's not the feeling I'm getting. So my feeling is that we'll first have all these things happening, so people have an opportunity to wake up, to get more information, to understand what's really going on. So when the solar flash will happen, more people are prepared, are more open-minded towards that. And I think that's necessary. So I do believe that this will be ending. When this will end, to me, we are very close. But like I said, it's very difficult to say, well, we'll be, you know, all these dark energies will be gone before this date. I'm not going to mention that. We have to wait and see and do our share and our part. But I do believe that the scare event are separate. And it's necessary, if this happens, to get people out of this mindset. A lot of people are still very stuck, maybe even mentally very stuck in all kinds of convictions they have. Could also be some people that are completely stuck in their emotions. They're being very manipulated by, because they're scared all the time, or some people live completely in their emotions, and some people live completely in their heads, and it's very important that they will balance that out. And a lot of people to connect with their true emotions, their feelings, face them, because that's what the solar flash is about. Of course, face these things that are still maybe carried around in their shadow, or in their consciousness, obviously in their energy, that people will need to face. So by keeping this separate, it will give them an opportunity to get in touch with God, with their intuition. It will help them along more, so they are more prepared when the solar flash will happen. And if I'm not mistaken, Ishmael mentioned something like 10% of the world population has to be already in the 5th dimension. So then it will be possible to do this solar flash. So there will be people to really help other people when this happens, because it is going to be very, I do believe it's going to lead to a lot of confusion for a lot of people who are just not aware of things, who just haven't worked with their consciousness, who do not see themselves as spiritual, or even have a really not really in touch with themselves. It can be very confused. I'm almost confused just talking about it, but it feels like a lot of confusion. I am, how to say, that feeling of confusion. Like people do not know where to go, they don't understand it anymore. They will have a lot of information, but doesn't mean that they can fully access it or fully understand it. So it's very important to understand that there are going to be people very not understanding, maybe even just walking in the streets in panic. So it's very important that we prepare people as much as possible. And I do believe that that's the white hat attitude, to really wake up as many people as possible, or at least let them realize something is very wrong with this world. So when things start to happen, like the scary event, that people will be shaken up, but they'll be able to process it and get through it. And then of course we will have the solar flash. Will probably be very shocking, because it will be like an eternal reset. So I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.